What's the one food that truly defines your state? From crispy fried catfish in the South to tangy key lime pie in the Sunshine State, every corner of America has a delicious story to tell. Whether you're a lifelong foodie or just hungry for some tasty trivia, join us on a mouth-watering road trip through all 50 states as we uncover the most iconic vintage foods that have stood the test of time. Get ready to discover what makes your state's signature dish a true local legend. Nebraska runs a sandwich. Few states can claim a sandwich quite as unique as Nebraska's Runza. Inspired by the German-Russian Bayrock, this hearty handheld meal consists of soft bread stuffed with seasoned ground beef, cabbage, onions, and sometimes cheese. Baked until golden, it's a portable comfort food, perfect for Nebraskan winters, football games, or road trips across the plains. Runzas first appeared in home kitchens, then at county fairs, before becoming the signature offering at a beloved regional fast food chain. Warm, savory, and utterly satisfying, the Runza embodies Nebraska's homestead roots and the resourceful spirit of its people. Nevada Shrimp Cocktail. Step into the glitzy neon-lit world of vintage Las Vegas, and you'll find the shrimp cocktail reigning supreme. This simple yet glamorous dish rose to fame in the 1950s, when casino buffets lured gamblers with promises of chilled shrimp served in tall glasses, nestled in spicy, tangy cocktail sauce. Affordable, abundant, and the picture of mid-century cool, the shrimp cocktail became synonymous with the excitement of Sin City. Even today, old-school steakhouses and diners across Nevada keep the tradition alive. Each bite delivers nostalgia, a taste of Rat Pack-era Vegas, and a refreshing break from the desert heat. New Hampshire Apple Cider Donuts. New Hampshire's autumns are legendary. Crisp air, fiery foliage, and the irresistible aroma of apple cider donuts. These cake-style treats are made with sweet, tart local cider, spiced with cinnamon and nutmeg, then fried until golden and rolled in sugar. Served warm at orchards and farmers markets, apple cider donuts are a seasonal rite of passage, enjoyed with a cup of hot cider and a view of rolling hills. They capture everything magical about fall in New England: tradition, community, and the bounty of local farms. Whether you're leaf peeping or apple picking, these donuts are the essence of New Hampshire's charm. New Jersey Disco Fries. New Jersey may be known for boardwalk pizza and pork roll, but nothing captures its retro diner culture quite like disco fries. This late-night staple pairs crispy crinkle-cut fries with gooey melted mozzarella and a generous ladle of brown gravy. Born in the 1970s, disco fries fueled hungry revelers after marathon nights on the dance floor, and their popularity soon spread to diners statewide. The dish is all about comfort, salty, cheesy, and just messy enough to make you smile. Today, disco fries are a Jersey classic, a taste of the Garden State's lively spirit and love of all things indulgent. New Mexico Green Chile Stew. New Mexico's culinary heart beats to the rhythm of the green chile. The state's most iconic vintage food is green chile stew, a warming blend of roasted hatch green chiles, tender pork, potatoes, onions, and aromatic spices. Simmered until thick and fragrant, it's comfort food with a fiery kick, so beloved that locals measure the year by chili harvests. Served with tortillas or sopapillas, green chile stew is the soul of New Mexican cooking, blending native, Spanish, and frontier influences. No two recipes are the same, but each spoonful is a celebration of New Mexico's rich, smoky flavors and sun-drenched landscape. New York Pizza. If there's one food that defines New York, it's pizza, the thin, wide, foldable slice that's as much a part of the city as yellow cabs and skyscrapers. Born from Italian immigrant traditions and perfected in neighborhood pizzerias, New York-style pizza features a crisp yet chewy crust, tangy tomato sauce, and a gooey layer of mozzarella. Whether you grab a dollar slice on the go or settle into a booth at a century-old pie shop, eating New York pizza is a rite of passage. Locals debate the best spots, but everyone agrees this pizza is legendary, and its influence stretches far beyond the Empire State. North Carolina Pulled Pork Barbecue. Barbecue is practically a religion in North Carolina, and the state's pulled pork is nothing short of holy. Slow-cooked over wood coals for hours, Whole hog or pork shoulder turns meltingly tender, then gets hand-pulled into smoky shreds. The magic is in the sauce, a tangy vinegar-based concoction in the East, or a touch of tomato in the Lexington style, served on a bun with slaw or on a paper plate at a roadside shack. North Carolina pulled pork is the taste of tradition, community, and fierce regional pride. It's food that brings folks together, one plate at a time. North Dakota, Knofle soup. When winter hits North Dakota, locals turn to Knofle soup for warmth and comfort. Rooted in the state's German-Russian immigrant heritage, this creamy, hearty soup is loaded with soft dumplings, Knofle, tender potatoes, onions, and celery, all simmered in a rich, buttery broth. Sometimes chicken is added for extra heartiness. Knofle soup is more than a meal. It's an edible hug, perfect for snowy days and family gatherings. Served at home kitchens and small-town diners, this dish is a delicious link to North Dakota's prairie roots and the resilience of its people. One bowl, and you'll feel right at home. Ohio, Cincinnati chili. Ohio's most iconic vintage food is Cincinnati chili, a unique Mediterranean-spiced meat sauce served over spaghetti and topped with shredded cheese, onions, and beans. Created by Macedonian immigrants in the 1920s, it's a beloved regional specialty that defies traditional chili rules. Order it 3-way, 4-way, or 5-way, depending on your toppings, and prepare for a flavor explosion. The blend of cinnamon, cloves, and sometimes even chocolate makes this chili stand out from all others. Served at legendary chili parlors and family gatherings, Cincinnati chili is a taste of Ohio's melting pot. A dish as quirky and lovable as the Buckeye State itself. Oklahoma, chicken fried steak. Nothing says Oklahoma like chicken fried steak, a golden, crunchy cutlet of beef, pounded thin, breaded and fried until crispy. Smothered in creamy white gravy and served with mashed potatoes, this dish is hearty, humble, and pure comfort. Inspired by German and Austrian schnitzels, chicken fried steak became an Oklahoma staple in the early 20th century, feeding ranchers and families across the plains. Found at diners, cafes, and supper clubs, it's a meal for any occasion. Stick to your ribs and steeped in tradition. Oklahomans know, when you need a taste of home, chicken fried steak does the trick every time. Oregon, Marionberry pie. Oregon is famous for its berries, but the Marionberry reigns supreme. Created at Oregon State University in the 1950s, this hybrid of blackberry is sweet, tart, and bursting with flavor. Marionberry pie, with its golden flaky crust and jewel-colored filling, is a beloved summer tradition. Each bite is a taste of Oregon's lush valleys and sunny afternoons, whether enjoyed at a roadside pie stand, a family picnic, or a small-town festival. The Marionberry's deep, complex flavor makes every pie unforgettable. A true Pacific Northwest classic that captures the spirit of Oregon's farm-to-table culture. Alabama, barbecue chicken with white sauce. Down in Alabama, barbecue is more than just a meal. It's a birthright. But forget the usual tomato-based sauces you find elsewhere. Here, the real showstopper is barbecue chicken with white sauce. This tangy, creamy concoction was invented by Big Bob Gibson in Decatur back in 1925. Imagine a tender, smoky chicken, straight from the pit, bathed in a sauce made with mayonnaise, vinegar, black pepper, and a hint of lemon. The white sauce cuts through the richness of the meat, balancing everything out with a zesty kick. It's tradition at family reunions, tailgates, and every legendary Alabama barbecue joint worth its salt. Try it once, and you'll understand why this is the state's proudest culinary invention. A taste that's as much Southern hospitality as it is barbecue magic. Alaska, king crab. In Alaska, nature writes the menu, and king crab is the headline act. Think cold, pristine waters and dramatic coastlines, where crabbers haul up colossal red king crabs, each leg packed with impossibly sweet, tender meat. At a classic Alaskan seafood shack, you'll watch the shells steam and crack, releasing clouds of briny aroma. King crab became a fixture on dinner tables and at seafood feasts in the 20th century, symbolizing the bounty and wild spirit of the last frontier. Dunk the juicy chunks in melted butter, and you'll swear you're tasting the essence of the icy Pacific. It's a true Alaskan delicacy, bringing together rugged adventure and gourmet luxury in every mouthful. Arizona, chimichanga. Arizona's claim to culinary fame owes its legacy to a happy kitchen accident. Legend says a burrito was dropped into a fryer at Tucson's El Charro Cafe nearly a century ago. What emerged was the chimichanga, now an Arizona icon. Picture this: a gigantic flour tortilla stuffed with seasoned meats, often beef or chicken, beans, maybe some cheese, all tightly wrapped and plunged into hot oil. The outside crisps to golden perfection, while the inside stays juicy and flavorful. Served piping hot, usually with dollops of guacamole, sour cream, and fresh salsa, the chimichanga is Southwest comfort food at its finest. Whether you order it enchilada style or with a side of rice and beans, it's a feast that celebrates Arizona's borderland heritage. Bold, inventive, and unforgettable. Arkansas, fried catfish. Take a drive through Arkansas, and you're sure to spot an old sign for a catfish fry. This Deep South staple is as Arkansas as it gets, a dish born from the rivers and lakes crisscrossing the natural state. Fresh catfish, dredged in seasoned cornmeal, is deep fried until it's golden and crispy but never greasy. The crust has a gentle crunch, giving way to tender, flaky fish inside. Served with hush puppies, coleslaw, and a generous squeeze of lemon, fried catfish brings friends and families together in church basements, roadside diners, and backyard cookouts. Its roots run deep, drawing from the region's African-American culinary heritage and a time when catfish was both affordable and abundant. It's a humble yet iconic meal, proof that the simplest foods can be the most beloved. California, avocado toast. California's food scene is always ahead of the curve, but some things are timeless. Enter avocado toast, the West Coast's green gold on bread. Long before it was Instagram famous, Californians were smashing ripe, creamy avocados onto thick slices of local sourdough, then sprinkling with sea salt, olive oil, chili flakes, and maybe a poached egg or a handful of sprouts. It's the ultimate symbol of California's fusion of farm-fresh produce, laid-back beach vibes, and creative spirit. With the state producing nearly all of America's avocados, this dish is more than a breakfast. It's a celebration of everything California stands for: health, sunshine, and a taste of something fresh. Pair it with a cup of single-origin coffee and you'll swear you're in a Venice Beach cafe. Colorado, Rocky Mountain oysters. Every state has its surprises, but Colorado's Rocky Mountain oysters are in a class of their own. Despite the name, these aren't shellfish. They're deep-fried bull testicles, a true delicacy of the cattle ranching West. Sliced, breaded, and fried to golden crispness, they're served up at cowboy bars and state fairs, often with cocktail sauce or a spicy dip. The flavor? Think of something between calamari and chicken, with a texture that's surprisingly tender. What began as a way for ranchers to use every part of the animal is now a rite of passage for adventurous eaters. Order a plate in Denver or Durango, and you'll be biting into a quirky, unforgettable piece of Colorado folklore, one that's equal parts daring, delicious, and undeniably local. Connecticut, New Haven-style a pizza. Pizza might be a New York legend, but in Connecticut, they have their own world-class version, New Haven-style a pizza. Born at Frank Pipe Pizzeria Napolitana in the 1920s, this pie is all about thin, coal-fired crust, charred and chewy at the same time. Toppings are simple: crushed tomatoes, a light sprinkle of mozzarella, sometimes clams or white garlic sauce. Each slice has a smoky depth you won't find anywhere else. Locals line up for hours, debating which spot makes the best: Pepe's, Sally's, or Modern. New Haven a pizza is more than food. It's a proud tradition, a taste of Italian-American heritage, and a slice of Connecticut's heart and soul. Delaware, chicken and slippery dumplings. If comfort food had a home, it might just be Delaware. The state's most iconic dish? Chicken and slippery dumplings. Imagine a hearty stew where tender pieces of chicken mingle with wide, paper-thin dumplings. More like noodles than the biscuit style found elsewhere. These dumplings are rolled out and cut by hand, cooked right in rich broth, sometimes with onions or a handful of root vegetables. The result is silky, soothing, and deeply satisfying, perfect for chilly evenings or family gatherings. Passed down through generations, chicken and slippery dumplings is more than a recipe. It's a taste of Delaware's agricultural past, served up with a big spoon and a bigger helping of nostalgia. Florida, key lime pie, sunshine, swaying palms, and the sweet tart bite of key lime pie. Welcome to Florida. This iconic dessert is pure paradise, starting with the tiny aromatic limes native to the Florida Keys. Their juice is blended with egg yolks and sweetened condensed milk, poured into a buttery graham cracker crust, and topped with billowy meringue or a dollop of whipped cream. The pie's cool, creamy filling is a perfect balance of tart and sweet, making it the ultimate refreshment after a day in the Florida sun. Served at roadside diners, upscale restaurants, and family picnics from Miami to Key West, key lime pie isn't just dessert. It's a Florida tradition, as iconic as the beaches and as memorable as a summer sunset. Georgia, peach cobbler. In Georgia, the peach is more than a fruit. It's an emblem of hospitality and southern sweetness. And nothing showcases this better than peach cobbler. Juicy, sun-ripened peaches, kissed by Georgia's humid summers, are tossed with sugar and cinnamon, then blanketed in a soft, buttery biscuit topping. Baked until bubbling and golden, it's served warm, often with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Every bite captures the essence of summer in the South, comforting, fruity, and irresistible. From Sunday suppers to church potlucks, peach cobbler has graced Georgia tables for generations, a recipe passed down, loved, and perfected. It's a dish that says, welcome home with every spoonful. Hawaii, Kalua pork. When you think Hawaii, picture a luau under the palms, music in the air, and a feast centered around Kalua pork. This dish is Hawaiian tradition at its finest. A whole pig, seasoned with sea salt and sometimes Thai leaves, is slow roasted for hours in an underground imu oven. The result is meltingly tender meat, infused with a smoky aroma that lingers long after the last bite. Kalua pork isn't just food, it's a celebration, a gathering, and a link to centuries of island culture. Served alongside poi, lomi salmon, and haupia, it's a taste of the Aloha State's heritage, bringing friends and family together in true Hawaiian spirit. Idaho, potatoes. No state is more synonymous with a single ingredient than Idaho is with its potatoes. These legendary spuds are the backbone of countless dishes, but ask a local and they'll tell you, nothing beats a loaded Idaho baked potato. Picture a gigantic fluffy potato split open, steaming hot, and piled high with butter, sour cream, chives, cheddar, and sometimes even chunks of steak or bacon. Idaho's volcanic soil and cool nights give these potatoes their distinctive flavor and texture, light, creamy, and perfect every time. Whether it's fries, hash browns, or mashed, the Idaho potato is a symbol of American farming ingenuity and the comfort of home-cooked goodness. Illinois, deep dish pizza. In Chicago, pizza means deep dish, an epic knife and fork affair that's as much an experience as a meal. Invented in the 1940s at Pizzeria Uno, deep dish flips the script with its high, buttery crust, layers of gooey mozzarella, sausage or pepperoni, and a thick, tangy tomato sauce on top. Baked until bubbling and golden, each slice is hefty enough to satisfy any appetite. Locals argue over their favorite spots, Lou Malnati's, Giordano's, Gino's East, but everyone agrees deep dish is a true Chicago original. It's a feast for the senses and a culinary icon, bringing people together for hearty conversation and even heartier eating. Indiana, pork tenderloin sandwich. Indiana's greatest sandwich might surprise outsiders, but to Hoosiers, the pork tenderloin is a legend. It starts with a slab of pork, pounded thin, breaded and deep-fried to crisp perfection. The golden cutlet dwarfs its soft bun, spilling over the edges and inviting you to add lettuce, pickles, onions, and maybe a dab of mayo or mustard. Inspired by German schnitzel, the pork tenderloin sandwich is a staple at diners, festivals, and hometown drive-ins across Indiana. It's the ultimate comfort food, crunchy on the outside, juicy inside, and impossible to eat gracefully. That's half the fun. One bite and you'll see why it's the pride of Indiana. Iowa, Made Right sandwich. If there's one sandwich that defines Iowa, it's the Made Right. Invented in the 1920s, this loose meat sandwich skips the burger patty for ground beef cooked with a secret blend of spices. The meat is spooned onto a soft, steamed bun and topped with mustard, onions, and pickles. Simple, savory, and addictive. The Maid-Rite is as humble as it is historic, feeding generations at classic lunch counters and roadside diners. It's the taste of small-town Iowa, embodying the values of simplicity, friendliness, and down-home flavor. Grab a napkin. It's a little messy, a lot delicious, and an essential part of the Hawkeye State's culinary heritage. Kansas, barbecue ribs. Barbecue isn't just a meal in Kansas, it's a way of life. The state's specialty, baby back ribs, slow cooked and smoked over hickory until they're fall-off-the-bone tender. Each rack is rubbed with a secret spice blend, then bathed in a tangy, tomato-based sauce that caramelizes to a sticky glaze. Served with sides like cheesy potatoes or baked beans, Kansas ribs are the highlight of backyard cookouts, county fairs, and legendary barbecue joints. Whether you're in Kansas City or a tiny crossroads town, the aroma of ribs on the smoker is irresistible. Kansas barbecue is all about family, flavor, and a proud tradition of doing it right. Kentucky, hot brown sandwich. Kentucky's culinary claim to fame was born in Louisville's Brown Hotel in the Roaring '20s. The hot brown is an open-faced sandwich stacked with turkey, crisp bacon, and juicy tomatoes, all smothered in a rich Mornay cheese sauce and broiled until bubbly and golden. It's decadent, hearty, and a little bit over the top, just like a proper Derby party. Originally dreamed up as a late-night snack for dancers, the hot brown quickly became a local legend. Today you'll find it at family gatherings, upscale restaurants, and neighborhood diners. It's a true taste of Kentucky comfort and Southern hospitality in every ooey-gooey bite. Louisiana gumbo. In Louisiana, gumbo is more than soup. It's a culinary tapestry, woven from African, French, Spanish, and Native American influences. Every pot tells a story, bubbling with okra, the holy trinity of celery, bell pepper, and onion, and a mix of meats or seafood. Thickened with a dark roux and spiced with file powder or cayenne, gumbo is served over a bed of fluffy rice. Each family's recipe is a closely guarded secret, passed down through generations. From Mardi Gras feasts to Sunday suppers, gumbo brings people together, celebrating the state's rich cultural heritage and unmatched flair for bold, unforgettable flavors. Maine lobster roll. When it comes to Maine, the only thing as iconic as a lighthouse on a rocky coast is a lobster roll, overflowing with sweet, succulent lobster meat. Forget the fancy extras. Maine keeps it simple. Freshly caught lobster, lightly dressed in mayo or melted butter, tucked into a toasted split-top bun. It's a humble sandwich that delivers pure ocean flavor with every bite. Locals say the key is not to overpower the lobster, letting the briny sweetness of the shellfish shine. Served at seaside shacks, bustling wharves, and roadside diners, the lobster roll is a taste of Maine's proud fishing heritage. Eating one, you'll swear you can hear the waves and the distant call of a seagull, a true New England classic. Maryland, crab cakes. For Marylanders, blue crab is king, and nothing celebrates that royalty better than a perfectly made crab cake. These golden pan-fried patties are packed with sweet crab meat, barely any filler, seasoned with Old Bay, a little mustard, and just enough breadcrumbs to hold everything together. Each bite is a tribute to the Chesapeake Bay and its centuries-old fishing tradition. Served hot with a squeeze of lemon or a dollop of tartar sauce, Maryland crab cakes are a rite of passage for locals and a bucket list meal for visitors. Enjoy them on a sunny dockside patio or at a crab house surrounded by newspaper and friends. No other state loves their crab quite like Maryland. Massachusetts, clam chowder. If you visit Massachusetts, you can't skip the legendary clam chowder, a creamy, dreamy soup that's a hug in a bowl, rich with fresh clams, potatoes, onions, and smoky bits of salt pork. This New England staple is thick and hearty, perfect for warding off a chilly Boston breeze. The true sign of authenticity, it's always white and never tomato-based. Locals love it served in a warm bread bowl or with a generous handful of oyster crackers. Chowder's roots run deep in Massachusetts, reflecting the region's seafaring heritage and love for comfort food. Whether enjoyed at a seaside clam shack or a storied old tavern, every spoonful is a taste of the state's proud culinary history. Michigan, pasties. In the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, pasties are more than food. They're folklore wrapped in pastry. These handheld pies came with Cornish miners in the 1800s, filled with beef, potatoes, onions, and rutabaga. Perfect for lunch breaks in the copper mines, pasties are still a cherished comfort today, warming hearts and bellies through Michigan's long winters. Each golden, flaky crust gives way to a savory, peppery filling that's rustic and deeply satisfying. Eaten plain, with ketchup, or smothered in gravy, pasties unite Yoopers and visitors alike. Grab one from a roadside bakery, and you'll experience a bite of Michigan history, still as beloved as ever. Minnesota, tater tot hot dish. Minnesota's most iconic vintage food isn't just a dish, it's a way of life. Enter tater tot hot dish, the ultimate Midwest casserole. Born out of church basements and family gatherings, this comfort classic layers ground beef, mixed vegetables, and creamy mushroom soup under a crunchy blanket of tater tots. Baked until bubbling and golden, it's the ultimate stick-to-your-ribs meal. Hot dish is less about the recipe and more about the memories, potlucks, snow days, and community spirit. Every Minnesotan has their own family variation, but no matter the ingredients, it's always warm, filling, and nostalgic. In Minnesota, hot dish isn't just food, it's a tradition. Mississippi, fried catfish. If you want to taste Mississippi, start with fried catfish, crisp, golden, and straight from the river. This southern classic features catfish fillets dredged in seasoned cornmeal and fried until the crust shatters with each bite, revealing tender, flaky fish. It's best served with hush puppies, slaw, and a squeeze of lemon. Catfish farms and wild rivers mean the state is never short of the main ingredient, making it a fixture at family gatherings, roadside diners, and beloved Fish Fry Fridays. It's food for the soul, steeped in the region's agricultural heritage and hospitality. One forkful and you'll understand why fried catfish is the taste of Mississippi. Missouri, toasted ravioli. St. Louis has a delicious secret, and it's called toasted ravioli. Forget what you know about pasta. This appetizer is breaded, deep-fried, and ready for dunking in the tangy marinara. Legend has it, toasted ravioli was born by accident in the city's Italian The Hill neighborhood, when a chef dropped ravioli into hot oil instead of water. The result? Crispy pillows with a savory meat or cheese filling and a crave-worthy crunch. Toasted ravioli quickly became a local favorite, appearing on menus everywhere from sports bars to family-run trattorias. It's a quirky, irresistible treat that shows just how inventive Missouri can be. Montana Huckleberry Treats. Tucked among Montana's mountain meadows and wild forests, the huckleberry is a true state treasure. Small, deep purple, and bursting with flavor. Huckleberries grow wild and are notoriously hard to cultivate, making every harvest a labor of love. Locals turn the tart sweet berries into jams, syrups, pancakes, pies, and ice cream, each treat a celebration of Montana's rugged, unspoiled beauty. Stop by a roadside stand or local diner, and you'll find huckleberry milkshakes that are the stuff of legend. Huckleberries aren't just food in Montana. They're an emblem of the state's wild spirit and deep connection to the land. Pennsylvania, Philly cheesesteak. The Philly cheesesteak is the sandwich that put Pennsylvania on the map. Born on the streets of Philadelphia in the 1930s, this creation features thinly sliced beef cooked on a griddle, loaded into a long roll and smothered with melted cheese, usually Cheez Whiz, provolone, or American. Add onions, peppers, or mushrooms if you like, but the essentials never change. The cheesesteak's magic lies in its simplicity, and the ritual of ordering it with or without onions. Fiercely loved by locals and imitated around the world, the Philly cheesesteak is the ultimate in comfort food and city pride. Rhode Island clam cakes. On Rhode Island's scenic coast, nothing says summer like a basket of clam cakes. These crispy golden fritters are packed with chopped local clams, fried until puffed and light, and served hot, often with a cup of creamy clam chowder. The scent of clam cakes signals beach season, backyard picnics, and the easygoing joy of New England life. Whether picked up at a roadside shack or savored at a community fair, clam cakes are a simple pleasure, connecting generations with each salty, savory bite. It's Rhode Island's answer to seaside snacking, unpretentious, delicious, and deeply nostalgic. South Carolina, Shrimp and grits. South Carolina's culinary soul is best captured in shrimp and grits, a dish with humble roots that's become a Southern classic. Plump, sweet shrimp are sautéed with bacon, garlic, and scallions, then served over a bowl of creamy, buttery grits. Originally a fisherman's breakfast in the Low Country, shrimp and grits have become a mainstay at restaurants and family tables alike. Each bite balances the briny taste of the sea with the rich comfort of corn grits, honoring both local traditions and the bounty of South Carolina's coast. It's simple food, elevated by care and history. South Dakota, Chislic. Chislic is South Dakota's best-kept culinary secret, a hearty snack of cubed red meat, typically lamb or beef, simply seasoned and deep-fried or grilled. Served hot with a side of saltine crackers or toothpicks for easy eating, Chislic is found everywhere from taverns to family reunions. This dish was brought to the state by German-Russian immigrants, and over time, it became a beloved bar food and fair favorite. Chislic captures the essence of the prairie, unpretentious, satisfying, and deeply tied to the land and its ranching heritage. It's South Dakota on a plate, rugged, generous, and unforgettable. Tennessee, hot chicken. If you crave bold flavors, Tennessee's hot chicken will light your fire. Born in Nashville in the 1930s, hot chicken starts with crispy fried chicken pieces, dunked in fiery cayenne-spiked oil, and served atop slices of white bread with pickle chips. Legend has it, the dish was invented as revenge, but the irresistible flavor quickly turned it into a local obsession. Today, hot chicken is served everywhere from humble shacks to trendy restaurants, drawing crowds willing to brave the heat for that addictive, spicy crunch. It's a food that brings the whole city together, sweat, smiles, and all. Texas, brisket. Barbecue in Texas isn't a meal, it's an event. And nothing is more iconic than slow-smoked brisket. Using nothing but salt, pepper, and hours of low, slow smoke over oak or mesquite, Texans turn a tough cut of beef into melt-in-your-mouth magic. The brisket is sliced thick, with a blackened bark, pink smoke ring, and juicy, tender meat that needs no sauce. Served on butcher paper with pickles, onions, and a slice of white bread, brisket is celebrated at roadside joints, backyard gatherings, and world-famous smokehouses alike. It's the taste of Texas hospitality, hard work, and barbecue perfection. Utah, fry sauce. If you order fries in Utah, don't forget the state's signature condiment, fry sauce. This creamy, tangy blend of ketchup and mayonnaise, with a few secret spices thrown in, is beloved by locals and a must-try for newcomers. Fry sauce was popularized in the 1950s and soon became a fixture at burger joints and drive-ins across the state. The pink-hued sauce is the perfect partner for hot, salty fries, but you'll find Utahns dipping everything from burgers to onion rings in it. Fry sauce is more than a condiment. It's a quirky piece of Utah culture, served with a smile. Vermont, maple syrup. In Vermont, maple syrup is more than just a sweetener. It's a way of life. Every spring, sugar makers head into the forests to tap maple trees, collecting sap that's boiled down into thick golden syrup. Vermont's syrup is prized for its deep, complex flavor, and locals pour it on everything: pancakes, waffles, oatmeal, and even roasted vegetables. Visit a sugar house in March, and you'll find families gathering for sugar on snow, hot syrup poured over packed snow to make taffy, and maple festivals that celebrate this treasured crop. Vermont maple syrup is pure, authentic, and as comforting as a sunrise over the Green Mountains. Virginia, Virginia ham. Virginia's culinary heritage shines brightest in its world-famous country ham. Salt-cured, smoked, and aged to perfection, Virginia ham is beloved for its bold, salty flavor and dense, chewy texture. Traditionally served sliced paper thin, it's often the star of biscuits at breakfast, centerpiece of holiday feasts, or the highlight of a Southern-style picnic. Smithfield hams, in particular, are a point of state pride, so much so that only hams cured within Smithfield's town limits can bear the name. Virginia ham reflects centuries of tradition and a deep respect for time-honored craft. Washington, salmon. The Pacific Northwest bounty is legendary, and nowhere is that more true than Washington, where wild salmon rules the table. From coastal fishing villages to high-end Seattle restaurants, salmon is served grilled, smoked, or baked. showcasing its firm, rich, and deeply flavorful flesh. Native Americans have revered salmon for thousands of years, and it remains a symbol of abundance and renewal in the region. Try a cedar plank salmon fillet or a bagel piled with smoked lox, and you'll taste the best of the Pacific and the heart of Washington's culinary identity. West Virginia, pepperoni rolls. Born in the coal mines of West Virginia, pepperoni rolls are the ultimate grab-and-go snack. Invented in the 1920s as a hearty portable lunch for miners, these soft white rolls are stuffed with sticks or slices of spicy pepperoni. As they bake, the pepperoni infuses the bread with savory, spicy oils, creating an addictive treat that's perfect warm or at room temperature. Today, pepperoni rolls are a staple at bakeries, gas stations, and family gatherings, quintessentially West Virginian and fiercely beloved. Wisconsin, cheese curds. No state is prouder of its dairy heritage than Wisconsin, and cheese curds are the ultimate local treat. Fresh from the creamery, these springy, squeaky morsels of cheddar are lightly salted and irresistibly snackable. In true Badger State fashion, you'll also find them battered and deep-fried to golden perfection, gooey on the inside, crisp on the outside. Cheese curds are everywhere: taverns, festivals, Packers tailgates, and roadside stands. For Wisconsinites, they're not just food, they're a point of pride and a reason to celebrate the best cheese in America. Wyoming, bison burger. In Wyoming, wide open spaces mean big flavors, and nothing represents the cowboy state better than a hearty bison burger. Leaner and richer than beef, bison meat is packed with protein and flavor, making for a juicy, satisfying burger that's both vintage and totally Wyoming. Ranchers have been raising bison here for generations, honoring the legacy of the great herds that once roamed the plains. Served with all the classic fixings or a dash of local huckleberry sauce, a Wyoming bison burger is the taste of the wild frontier, simple, honest, and absolutely unforgettable. Did we feature your favorite hometown classic? No matter where you're from, these iconic vintage foods are a testament to the flavors, history, and heart of America. We hope you enjoyed this delicious journey as much as we did. If you loved learning about the best bites in every state, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with fellow foodies, and subscribe to our channel for even more culinary adventures. Until next time, keep exploring and keep eating your way across the states.